Hi. So today we have with us Mr. Anand Kulkarni, who is the Chief Products Officer for Tata's electric vehicles, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about the Tata Punch EV facelift. Hi, sir. Thank you for
Hi.
talking to us. First of all, I'd like to start by talking about the biggest elephant in the room, which is the new battery pack.
Okay.
So obviously you've put a 40 kilowatt battery pack in this car. Just talk us through what the challenge was like doing that.
Well, in a way of speaking, the challenge was about being able to find the right energy density cells and package it in the way in the and manage the weight balance on the car. But I think what was really possible is that the active EV architecture is an incredibly flexible architecture, and it has already future proofed our platforms, and therefore once that choices on chemistry and on the specifications of the cells was made, the rest of the things actually fell in place. So and we knew all along that at some point in time you would need a higher battery capacity for this. So in that sense we were ready.
Okay. So during the presentation, you told us about the fact that the battery is now going to stay in the same operating range. It's going to operate normally till about 45 degrees Celsius, which is a big number. So what are the kind of changes that have been made to the facelift to make that happen? And is that also applicable to the smaller battery pack?
Uh, so first of all, yes, it is applicable to the smaller battery pack because the architecture of the battery is still the same. How do we do that? And when we were looking at customer feedback, it was very apparent that real life usage means there are a lot of places in our country which hit 45 degrees and higher. And if electric vehicles are going to be charged in those temperatures, it needs to be steady, right? And therefore, one of the aspects that we picked up is to make sure that full charging capability continues to happen, or the vehicle is able to accept charge even at those kind of realistic temperatures. Now, one of the things to enable that is the plate cooling system underneath the batteries, and you know, because these are prismatic cells, you have the plate cooling system, and the plate cooling system also takes away a lot of heat properly. But more importantly, we also have engineered a ETXV in the system. And what does the ETXV do? It continuously monitors the requirements for cooling, and on a real time basis it continuously makes adjustments. Now that means that you have the most optimal level of refrigerant or cooling flow into the battery as well as into the engine I keep saying that into the passenger compartment, and maintains this as a matter of integrated optimization, giving us efficiency benefits again. So when we did all of these things, a lot of these benefits came together. And as I said, when you bring components, systems, and their behavior together, many times you realize that the integrated effort is more than the sum of individual parts.
If I could just dive a little bit deeper into that, could you give us probably like a number or at least an idea to how much of an improvement it is over the older Punch, the Punch EV?
In terms of,
In terms of the temperature, what you said that it will keep operating at the same level even at 45 degrees Celsius. So how much have you raised the bar back compared to the
no,
older
I
car?
said we have improved the operating temperatures by 5 degrees on the higher side, 5 degrees on the lower side. So that's roughly a 20%, 15 to 17% improvement in the operating band, which
Okay.
is significant. But that's how the system will operate.
So one more question about the electric powertrain, and this one's about the motor packaging, because you said that the electric motor, it's now the overall packaging has gone down by 50%, and there's a lot of stuff over there. Can you just walk us through that, like how that's affected the new Punch?
So in a conventional electric vehicle, or until thus far, what we had was there were two bespoke boxes, one or units, I would say, not boxes. One unit was which combined the motor, gearbox, and the inverter together, and the second unit was what had the DC-DC, OBC, and the PD, which is essentially the power electronics and the power supply units. These were two independent units. When you have combined them together, obviously you have a higher level of integration. You save on space, you save on weight, because you're not using the same level of, or you're not having to put in too many connections, to put in too many semiconductors, and to have extra wiring harnesses between the high voltage parts. As a result of which, not only has the package gone tighter, it's also gone lighter. And of course, there are cost benefits as well to it. So it's a win-win in that sense. The other question that anybody would have asked is it as powerful? And I think that's what we explained in the presentation also, that the power output remains similar, the torque is similar, so the performance on the car remains the same. It supports the same levels of regen, it supports 3 different drive modes. So you have a win-win all through.
So once again, diving a little bit deeper into that, has this also improved the efficiency numbers
Yes,
of the Punch
yes.
EV?
So the efficiency numbers, so here's what we should be looking at. The efficiency numbers, because of the TXV, because of the integration of the e-drive, all put together, more than 6% efficiency improvements over a conventional drive unit. Battery capacity is increased by about 15, 16 odd percent. So all put together, a benefit of about 20 odd percent in the range realization in the hands of customer.
All right. Thank you so much for talking with us, sir. It was great to know so much about the car.
Lovely, and thank you for having me on your show.
Okay. So that was Mr. Anand Kulkarni telling us a little bit more about the Tata Punch EV facelift. Do you have any more questions? Drop them in the comments box below and we'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching.